Welcome to part 2 of our coverage of Coverings, the preeminent tile and stone trade show here in North America. We'll share expert advice on proper tile installation as well as cleaning and maintenance tips. Prepare to be floored on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. Last week we saw some amazing tile and stone options in part 1 of our Coverings tour. But this week we're going to focus on installation and maintenance advice from some amazing pros. Today we'll get expert advice on installation options when working with porcelain pavers, porcelain tile, panel and slab installation info, preventing damage to your home's tile and stone surfaces with proper maintenance, and much more. Bart, Woody, it's great to see you today.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning. So we are joined by Bart Bettiga, Executive Director of the National Tile Contractors Association, and Woody Sanders, the President of DW Sanders Tile and Stone. So today we're going to discuss a lot of sort of installation geared stuff as opposed to the tile trends. But speaking of trends, one of the biggest ones that we've seen in this year's show is that connection of indoor to outdoor with the tile.
You know, there's a lot of stone that has been installed outside for,
Yes.
Centuries, right? But this porcelain tile technology is allowing us to bring tile outside. It comes in a variety of thicknesses, very, very thin, to also much thicker, as you see here. These are like 2 centimeters, even 3 centimeters thick.
This is for outdoors.
Exactly.
The nice thing is just the huge variety of looks that are available today. So you can have wood look, you can have marble look, right? You can have all the traditional stones, coquina, all those traditional stones.
And make it seamless from the interior to the exterior.
That's really the advantage.
But also, and when the patios and decks, these could be raised decks. These could be right out on the slab, so you can lay it in gravel or sand.
What we're looking at here is something a little bit more raised.
It is. They're pedestal installations, but what brings it into the tile industry, if you will, is the porcelain paver.
Yes.
Right, and then it opens up a new entire marketplace.
Elena, one of the things that's really unique and different about this porcelain tile technology with the pedestal systems and in this thicker material is it's not a bonded system. It's actually not adhered to the exterior system, and maybe Woody can tell why that's important.
We're setting up the pedestals, and all we're simply doing.
Locking it right on there.
Right. What's interesting about this is these pedestals actually are adjusting for elevation change. So we can get higher and lower.
Level it out
and again, the substrate beneath it is pitched to handle the water.
So there's no grout joints, right?
There's no
grout joints. So the water comes through when it rains, and then it drains right out underneath the system. This product is coming, but it does need to be installed by people that have touched it and been experienced with it. And so we would recommend that you just have those conversations with who you're working with.
Absolutely. So now how does this all work? So this is actually, is this like, could we stand on this here?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I see?
Sure, come on, let's hop up.
All right, so look at this. This is great.
It
holds plenty of weight, all of us, and furniture and everything that's got to go on it.
Right, I don't know if this will really work, but.
Look at that.
Right, there you go.
That is awesome.
So think about it, you're in high heels. You're not going through it. You don't have to worry about it.
And I will note, a lot of the times in exterior and other types of exterior applications of stuff, heels would go right through it.
Right.
Here, it's no problem.
That's
Even the thinnest of heel, you can walk all over this.
Right, absolutely.
Coming up, we have expert advice on one of the biggest trends in the industry on SoFlo Home Project.
Hey, Mike Martinez, USA Windows and Doors. We always talk about the importance of in-home consultation. Coming up next, we're going to show you how it's done on SoFlo Home Project.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to talk about all things tile and installation here at Coverings in Orlando, joined by Bart Bettiga, Executive Director of the National Tile Contractors Association, and Woody Sanders, the President of DW Sanders Tile and Stone. So Bart and Woody, Before the break, we talked about some thicker material, the porcelain pavers.
Right.
But now we're going to something a little thinner.
And a little bigger.
That's right. So we're changing it up.
Right.
So Gauge porcelain tile panels and slabs, an amazing product.
A great example I can have is we see these trends in master bathrooms
Yes.
where they want all the same material. And we can actually now pull some rare materials back. And you can put it in the shower wall, you can put it on your bathroom floor, and you can put it in your vanity. And if I could go up here real quick, this thickness is extremely thin. That's what would go on the shower wall. But then if you go into outside on the floor, you would use a thicker material, and then onto the vanity itself, you would actually go into a slab type material.
Installation. We talked about that kind of with the Gauge porcelain tile pavers. Now we've gone into Gauge porcelain tile panels, slabs. It's not, you have to be qualified. It is not something that you're just going to pick up. There's certifications.
And working with this product, if it's not properly installed, you will have issues.
And it's not just the installation, it's the teamwork that has to take place together. They have to actually transport and move these materials properly without breaking it, getting it placed in position, the logistics involved in a teamwork setting that you really do need to go through manufacturing, training, or certification testing.
You've got to learn to dance, right? Right. You have to learn to dance because that's part of it.
A lot of details go
Absolutely.
into getting that perfect
installation.
installation.
It's not just that, but it's knowing directional troweling, right? You can't swirl this. It's got to go in a directional, and this is a great example of showing proper where it needs to be keyed in. Substrates.
So it starts from all of those standards really come into play because this is not, like you said, the same way tile was installed 20 years ago. Different type of product, different type of standards for installation.
Absolutely. Just getting the substrate flat enough to take the panel. Like everything, prep is everything, right?
Yes.
Prep is everything. It always will be. We're not going to change it. Believe me, if we could figure it out, I'm trying.
Now, Woody, prep being everything to start off that right installation is where we begin. And we are going to talk about some of the installation key tips and things like that. But before we do that, let's check in with Mike Martinez from USA Windows and Doors and see what great advice he has for us today.
Mike Martinez from USA Windows and Doors. So we're in the ESW showroom here in Hallandale Beach. What I like to do is talk to you about what in-home consultation is all about. We talk about glass and we talk about frames and we talk about all different things because remember, at the end of the day, we're looking for a solution that makes sense to you. So when we look at glass, what we need to understand is glass is three parts. An interior glass piece, an exterior glass piece, and then a binder in the middle. In most cases, that binder is called polyvinyl butyryl. That polyvinyl butyryl is just a sheet of vinyl that protects when something hits, it stops from coming all the way through. We've got a device set up here, and we've got a heat lamp that's going to imitate the sun. We've got a little device here that measures the basic heat that comes off of it. So when I turn on the heat lamp, this thing, you can't see it right now, but it's reading 100. We can take a piece of regular glass, and this represents the glass that you have in your house. So when I put that in front of it, okay, it's still 100%. It's doing nothing to stop the heat. Everything about it is all about just passing the heat right through. Both two types of heat, by the way. When we put insulated glass in front of it, all of a sudden, everything drops to less than 10%. Now, a lot of people will tell you that that's the only way to do it. I have a piece of glass here that has what's called low E. Now, this is laminated glass. It's not insulated. It has no argon gas. It has no sacrificial layer. And when I put it in front of the heat lamp, I get the exact same rating that I did with the insulated glass. So once again, we can achieve the same results without adding 15 to 20% to your cost. So now you can just see partially what's going to happen when we do that in-home consultation. So give USA Windows and Doors a call. Our number is 954-951-8740. Better yet, check us out on our website, usawindowsanddoors.com. We're here to help you and provide you with a solution that makes sense. Back to you, Alena.
Thanks, Mike. So you guys, we've got a lot of tools here, and as you mentioned before, it's all about the tools as well as, of course, the knowledge and the training.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things that are important to working with this product?
Let's start with the trials.
Okay.
Right? They're very specific for this type of application. We gauge it too thick, too much. We don't want the pounds above.
And as you showed before, so that's kind of how it should look.
Absolutely, and it's directional. It's directional, if you will. And well, let me back up. PPEs.
Ah, that's right. Starting with the gloves.
We always start with the gloves. This does cut.
Okay. Start with the gloves.
It does cut, right. And moving on, how do we cut it, right? There are manufacturers who specifically make tools. This happens to be one of them. It's score and snap, just like other porcelains. Why it is porcelain, it has a very specific way of handling and specific way of even cutting it, right? It's not just, let me go at it, it's sequence back, go forward.
So it's very specialized the way you're doing this. What are
Separator.
These? Okay.
All right, after the cut's made, it actually has to be separated. It's very rigid material, so it just snaps at that point, but it always has a backing on it. So it has to be cut, right? So there's
a lot of steps.
Sequence, right? We spread our mortar. We hopefully get the panel without breaking onto the wall.
So it's like that,
around the wall. Now we actually have to get coverage. Standards, we have standards, we have to have that coverage. We're having to vibrate it in.
So that has to go through the whole slab?
Has to go through the whole slab, up and down, back and forth.
It pushes the tile to embed that tile into the mortar and create an excellent bond.
Wow.
One last thing, you can't do it without these. These are actually lippage tubing devices. Okay,
so let's talk to our audience about what that is.
Well, you see them, right? We see them we kind of see them on the back wall there.
Yeah.
As the panels are installed, so we're placing the panels in the mortar, we're actually inserting this between the panels, and we place the other panel in.
So it keeps them from having what the lippage of being
and they bring this essentially placed on that, tightens and adjusts between panels.
So it makes the walls very flat.
Yeah, you won't have any.
That seamless. That goes back to why.
Training.
Exactly right. Yes. Exactly right. Beautiful product requires the training.
It's always those two things. So
it always does. It always does.
Absolutely. Well, this has been great. It's been a good look into the process, and I know there's so much more to it, but this has been a really great intro, and I want to thank you. But we've got more to talk about, and we're going to be kind of diving into keeping things maintained when it comes to tile.
One of my favorite subjects, right?
Well, we're ready for that, so stay with us. Coming up next, we do a deep dive into proper maintenance of your home's tile and stone surfaces on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
Having a leak in your roof can lead to some major damage if you don't get it repaired fast enough. Whether it's residential or commercial, All American Roofing can help, and we're here to find out how.
All American Roofing, Shamika speaking. How may I help you?
Susan, tell us about how All American Roofing can help homeowners when they realize they might have a leak and they don't know what to do about it.
Sure. So we are here 6 days a week from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call us, schedule an appointment. We'll be happy to come out to give a free estimate and let them know where their leak is coming from and what it would be to fix it.
So how are you using technology to help the estimation process of roof replacement?
So about 2-3 years ago, we switched over to measuring the roofs by satellite. And now, as you can see, Maria Isabel is doing that. She takes a photo, she pulls up the roof on Google, and then she takes a photo of the roof, and we have software that actually measures the roof, measures the slope, and we're able to get out the estimate within 24 hours.
So there's a lot of different types of roofs and architectural styles here in South Florida. Do you guys handle all of that? And if so, which kinds?
So we handle all types of roof, shingle, tile, flat. So Elena, we also do new construction on commercial buildings and even homes, new homes. This is one of the plans.
Susan, so you guys do a lot of commercial roofing as well.
Correct.
And does that cover just new roof construction or
No, it covers existing roofs. So sometimes we re-roof existing roofs or repair existing roofs. It will cover new penetrations for when ACs go on top of roofs. You know, code requires them to be on top of roofs now. So that's called penetrations. They have to cut into the roof. So we have to make sure that roof is sealed once they cut into the roof. Anything from a little house, 1,000 square foot house, up to 100,000 square foot buildings.
So no job too big or too small,
None.
you've got it covered.
None. Yeah.
And now for any homeowners out there that might have noticed a leak or maybe are thinking about fully replacing their roof, how do they contact All American Roofing?
So they can call us at 954-772-ROOF. They can contact us at allamericanroof.com, and we'll be happy to accommodate them.
And you'll be there. Well, it
That's
sounds like
right.
it's really easy to find, and of course, a help with all of your home roofing needs.
That's correct.
We are continuing our tour here on the show floor of coverings with Bart Bettiga and Woody Sanders. So Bart and Woody, we have talked about, you know, all of the kind of tile installation stuff, but this is the part of our show that we kind of wanted to jump into tile maintenance, tile and stone maintenance, and tips for cleaning, because we get a lot of viewer questions on this topic. And even as a designer myself, this is great information to share with homeowners all the time.
The most important thing, in my opinion, is that you make sure you get the products that are designed for those applications. So there are cleaners and sealers for stone. There are cleaners and sealers for tile. What happens a lot with cleaning companies is they don't know, so they use different products, and that runs into like film that can get on your product and harder to take care of things and issues like that.
The absolutely 100% thing I'm going to tell every customer, the first thing: sweep more, vacuum more, cleaning solution less.
Wow, so we're talking about, that's easy maintenance right there. That is easy things to do. Sweep, vacuum, because that keeps it out of the grout.
These products will clean, they'll pull the dirt up. The biggest problem is you need to evacuate them off the floor.
So you gotta
So if
sweep
you take
and
a mop
vacuum.
and just start pulling it up, you're doing it. This product just did exactly what it was built. The chemistry was done, and you're taking your mop and swirling it around the floor. So you just redistributed it from here to here. Right, yeah, absolutely. So a wet vac. So it starts with the right product. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, just like everything, it starts with understanding how to use that properly.
So would you suggest really checking with the manufacturer of the specific product that you're installing if you had a question as well?
They have technical departments. These type of companies have technical departments or local distributors that they could refer to, and you could have conversations about what product is right for the situation that they have going on.
All about education and just knowing the right thing. It's really, the knowledge is power when you're kind of trying to keep something looking good for a lifetime in your home. And really involving professionals in the process.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you guys. This has been great.
Thanks
I've
for
gotten
having us.
so much out of this, not only touring the show floor of coverings, but bringing great tips to our viewers. So this has been a lot of fun. Thank you both so much.
It's been our honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have more practical tile and stone advice on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing our tour here through coverings in Orlando, sharing tips about all things tile and stone. As you can see from watching our past 2 episodes here at Coverings, tile and stone make homes so absolutely beautiful. And because they do, we want them to last as long as possible, so maintenance is key. Here are a few cleaning and maintenance tips that you should keep in mind. Always sweep or vacuum before using cleaners to remove dust and dirt. Always use a soft fiber brush on stone to avoid scratching. Use only products designed to be on natural stone, ceramic porcelain tile, and grout or glass. Avoid using general cleaners not specifically designed for natural stone, ceramic porcelain tile, or grout. Some of these general cleaners may contain harmful chemicals that may damage natural stone, ceramic, and glass. So that's about it for our coverings tour here, and I hope that all of this has helped you get great advice and inspiration for tile and stone projects in your own home. And speaking of inspiration, let's check out what we have for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, We take the guesswork out of paint selection for your home. We'll have expert advice and gadgets that will help you freshen up your walls like a pro in no time. And before we go, let's check in with Hunter Franke, the host of SoFlo Health, and see what he's up to tomorrow. Hunter, what's going on?
Hey there, Alena. Just getting in some hanging leg raises. Tomorrow on SoFlo Health, we're talking about staying consistent. We're gonna help you protect your lower back. We're gonna eat healthy at a South Florida favorite spot. And we'll see if I make it to then. Tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. on the one and only Local 10 for SoFlo Health.
Thanks, Hunter. We will definitely be watching. And to our viewers, we thank you for joining us this week. And we hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.